I'd like to know what else would you say to a guy in that position?
They need to purge themselves of the negative emotion. Okay, what happened, the event that led to them feeling that way almost certainly was not as bad as they think it was, but they had a horrible emotional reaction to it. And that's what they're carrying around. And frankly, they're the last person on earth who's still upset about it. And so until they learn to let go of that negative emotion, let go of the hold that that negative emotion has over their life, they cannot see around it. They can't see new avenues that lead to pleasure or opportunity or fulfillment or success. They have to get rid of that crap, and then they need to go out and start building up a track record of success in all parts of their life. A lot of times guys could really get over a lot of this crap if they would just go out and do some physical exercise. Get out in the air, okay? Exercise your body. I'm not talking about go to the gym. I'm saying, go for walks, go running, go ride a bike, go out and talk to people. Just deliberately do not do the things that you're so upset about, and get a sense of perspective back in your life.
Well, I want to talk about the pleasure in your life, Mark. When you do the work you do, help guys make changes, help guys achieve new levels of experience, what pleasure does that give you?
It's phenomenal. We have a set of, we call them testimonial books. Guys write us testimonial letters about what they did, what they learned from me, the impact it had on their lives. And whenever I'm having kind of a down moment, one of the staff, the girls will bring in the testimonial books and just drop them on my desk and say, read this so you feel better. And I just start flipping through these things and finding out all the incredible positive impact I've had on people's lives. And I realized that, oh my God, I've got to keep doing this. At this point, I'm not doing it for the money. I can make a lot more money doing something else. But every day, I've got people telling me that I've changed their life for the better forever. And there's no other field where you get that kind of immediate positive feedback.
To do this life, doing what you do, what would you say are some of the sacrifices you've had to make in order to continue being Mark Cunningham, the renegade hypnotist?
I had to give up being normal. Okay, there are a lot of people who look down on the fact that I work with men on issues like seduction or lifestyle. I've done a lot of work in the alternate sexuality community, and I've taken an awful lot of crap for that. Even working as a hypnotist puts me so far outside the mainstream. And if I said I was a psychologist doing the same work, it'd be easily understood. I'd be a box that people could put me in, and everything would be fine. It's not an easy lifestyle when you consciously make the decision to never be normal again.
One of the last questions here, Mark, before we have to sign off.
Sure.
Where do you see yourself 10, 15 years from now?
Actually, I'd like to be doing a lot more controversial work, to tell you the truth. At that point, I'll be wrapped up with my mainstream career. All my teaching materials will be canned and out there, and I'll be free to go ahead and teach them the things that I know how to do that are just so amazing, so radically transforming that, they're highly controversial now. I can't imagine they're going to be any more acceptable in just 10 years.
What are we talking about here?
Being able to totally transform your personality within a couple of hours, for example. Being able to, by totally transform your personality, I mean become a whole nother person.
Now,
okay?
Are we talking here stage hypnosis, or are we talking here legitimately?
Legitimately. Okay, it's in my researches. I've done an awful lot of research projects, and I've discovered some ways of manipulating. Well, I'm going to be teasing people next month in my class on regression and memory, but there are things you can do by manipulating an individual's sense of time and memory so that they literally become a completely separate person in a matter of a couple hours. Okay? It's highly controversial in the therapy field, and when we start talking about doing this in terms of recreational conditioning, people get It's kind of, some people get wildly upset about it. Other people are like, "Oh my God, just tell me how to do this."
Well, I mean, I'm listening to this now, and I'm thinking, well, on the pro side, You have the ability to help people who have gone through such traumatic experiences
Right.
that by almost eliminating the memories or becoming a whole new person who's either better able to deal with the trauma or becoming a person who's never had to deal with that trauma directly because you've played around with the memory, I can see that as a positive thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it also, I mean, it comes into the whole, do we play God here?
Yeah, yeah, and in the wrong hands, do you just have people out there creating their own little love zombies?
This is a very interesting question. We're gonna try to stretch this a little bit, just see if we can get in this last one question here. Is it better for people? Yeah. Is it better for people to know all the truth and the tactics out there, or do you think that it should only be in the hands of a select few who will wield it with responsibility?
Well, I got beat up pretty badly this past weekend where I was in a meeting of hypnotists, and they were saying that I had an obligation to let this stuff loose on the world. Right now, I don't agree with that because I know from my experience with the seduction community, just teaching guys how to use elementary hypnotic technique in conversation, guys are going out there and doing things which I would never condone, never accept, and I wish I hadn't taught them how to do. Now, if I give them actual high-impact, irreversible hypnotic technique, I'm not so sure they're all going to go out and do sane and beneficial things.
Mark, this was a fantastic show. Thank you so much for your willingness to come out and talk to us here on Frank Talks about your life in the seduction community and your life as a hypnotist helping people.
You bet, Frank. I had a good time.
We definitely invite you to come back to do another Frank Talks with us.
Sure, just give me a call.
I will. You're listening to Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles. Good night, everybody.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by the Adult Male Virgin Seminar and Telephone Consultations. Ladies, is your boyfriend an adult male virgin? Is he so shy and insecure that you need to take the initiative, but you really wish he would just be the man and take the lead? Does he think holding hands and sweet cheek kisses is fulfilling? Does he think the G-Spot is the name of a new club? Ladies, if his idea of a night of fun means you get to be player number 2 in his latest video game, then get him the gift that will give you both pleasure, the Adult Male Virgin Seminar and Telephone Consultations. Only available at franktalks.com. Frank helps adult boys become men.